Hello, clinic owners. So today, what I want to ask you is how do you know if you are a success? Now, when I mean a success, is your business a success? So typically, clinic owners will reach out to me and they'll tell me their frustrations. And the frustrations are that they feel overworked, that they feel that they're not getting the return mentally and financially from the business that they hoped. And maybe they feel overwhelmed, that they're firefighting, that it's just too hard and it's maybe not worth it. And what they really want is they want a business that they feel is giving them, that's worth it, that's giving them the lifestyle that they want, and that it's not stressing them out. They want an easy life. Who doesn't want an easy life? And it's not that they want to sit back and take advantage of their staff, it's that they don't want stress in their life, and yet a good financial income. So what happens as part of this, and we do this a lot when we start off working with clients, is we figure out what is their end goal. What are they looking for? And usually they don't know. They haven't thought that far ahead. They just know that they're not happy. So we want to think about what is success. What does success look like for you? So success looks for you looks different to me, to the next person, etc. And you don't need to worry about what anyone else is doing because there's lots of people out there making more money than you. Maybe they have a bigger car, bigger house, but they're miserable. And that's not what matters. So what we do is we start off figuring out, well, actually, it's not about the money. Now, it all flows downhill from the money. I know that. And we'll get to that. But we start off thinking, well, what is the kind of lifestyle you want? So we get down to how many holidays do you want to go in a year? Where do you want to go? What kind of house do you want to live in? Where do you want to live? What kind of car do you want to drive? How many days a week do you want to work? What kind of patients do you want to treat? And then we figure out from that, well, then how much money do you need to give you that? So that's your cash flow. How much do you need? And then obviously on top of that, how much money do you need for your future bank, which I talked about in the previous video. So maybe for your pension, for savings, etc., your nest egg, whatever. Once we have that number, what we then do is we say, okay, well, when you reach that goal, that is success in a way. Okay. Now I know it's an odd thing to say, success, and if you haven't reached it, you're not successful. That's not what I mean. Okay. But what you know is that this is something to aim for, and we've something to aim for, we're more likely to reach that destination than if we've nothing to aim for. And what we don't want you to do is we don't want you to reach that destination and then not be happy. So we work on that too, but that's not what I'm talking about here. So what I'm talking about is, well, how do I know when I've achieved what I'm looking to achieve? Well, first we figure out what is it we want to achieve. Then we kind of reverse engineer that and we figure out, well, what kind of business do I need to have to do this? And I'll give you an example in a moment. So how many patients do I need? What are they going to pay per appointment, etc.? What's the profit margin, etc.? And we go backwards from that. And then we're able to figure out, well, then how am I going to construct my business to do so? So I'm going to give you an example. So I had a client recently who I worked with for a while, and this client had 4 clinics and multiple staff and was not happy. They were making good money, but they were really unhappy. And what we did first is so they came to me and said, look, I want to close all my clinics, just close them all down, fire all my staff, and I don't know what I want to do next. Can you help me? So I thought initially I was like, this is crazy. Let's stop and let's pause. Are you sure you don't want to just reconfigure those businesses to work? No, it's not what they wanted. So what we did is we first figured out what did the end picture look like? And the end picture for this person was working on their own with high ticket, complex MSK conditions in podiatry because they're a podiatrist, and working 3 mornings a week and having no staff, none, not a receptionist, nothing, because they didn't want the aggro of dealing with staff. Now I love my staff, but staff can be hard because we're all weird. And then we figured out how much cash does that person need to make in those hours a year for them to live the lifestyle that they want, because they'd figured out what was the lifestyle, how many holidays, etc. So then once we've that done, we said, okay, well, this is the kind of new business we want to be able to build. So now let's close these other businesses. And what we ended up doing is we actually ended up just selling off those businesses to the staff rather than closing them. So that was great. We were able to sell off the businesses. And part of what we did there is we worked it in such a way that it built future bank, not just current bank. So it paid them out long term. Okay. And then we were able to construct the new business in a way that delivered them the success that they wanted. Now, this person was making less money with this new system than they were with the old money. So it isn't just about money, but they were significantly, significantly happier because they were working the ideal job that they wanted. They had constructed their business the way they wanted. What they had done essentially is they'd put on their own mask first, as they say in an airplane. So this is what we say when we ask you, how do you know if you're a success? Sit down, think, what do I actually want? And then go backwards from that. So we do this with clinic owners. So if this is something you are interested in, you think you need some help with, well, then what you need to do is you need to click the link wherever you're watching this video and book that 10-minute triage call and start that process. And what we will do if we do end up working with you is we first figure out what you need first. Then we together will come up with a business model that will do that. And then once we've done that, then we say, okay, these are the steps that you're going to need to do. This is the plan you're going to follow to go from here to there. This is the training and here's the support. And we're only going to do it one step at a time. Because if we try to do 5 and 6 things at once, it becomes overwhelming. But we just focus on what's the next thing, what's the next thing, the next thing. And ultimately, the idea is to help that client to become, for them, a success. And in my coaching program, we've all types and size of businesses and clinics, and they're all individual. And we don't want every clinic to think that they have to be the same as the biggest person, because that necessarily isn't what they want, as that last clinic owner example shows you. So if you're interested in some help, click that link wherever you're watching this video, and maybe we'll be talking in person soon. So this is Laura from Donagh Health Business Mentor, signing out.